So I look at my pasta and I'm just going, oh no, God, that looks really dry. I can't make more pasta. There is only 4 eggs, and all 4 eggs have gone into my first batch of pasta. There's no making a second batch. I think my pasta's a bit dry. What can I do now?
What you want to do, have you got your roller?
Yeah.
No, that feels good. It's
Does
not
it feel
dry
nice?
at all. Yeah.
Cool, okay.
So if I were you, you're only making 1 portion, right?
Yeah.
So rather than
Doing
knead
the
too
whole
much,
thing, yeah.
I'd take probably a sort of size.
Yeah.
And then I'd start putting it through your roller.
Okay, so not
See
kneading
how you
it
go.
and not
So
being
don't worry too much about that.
Okay. I was worried about the quality of the pasta. So as soon as I got the heads up that my pasta was in good shape, I was fine.
You just bash them.
No.
It was harder to get the crab meat out than I anticipated. I've never done that before, and you were getting quite a bit of crab meat out, and the one I was trying, it seemed to have nothing in it. But maybe
She was just not looking in the right places.
yeah, I wondered that.
They're delicious though, and they do have a real sweetness to them as well, so.
Peter,
Yes.
20 minutes to go. I see you're getting a little bit worried about your dishes here. Then when I see you doing this, I'm like, uh-oh, are we in trouble?
Well, I figure with 2 people, they've actually had 80 minutes so far, haven't they? Yeah. So there's
Yeah.
another 40 minutes of labour ahead of them. But no, the crab's coming on. That's good. The dashi's good. That's great. So it's just the pasta.
But then they've got to, you know, get the cream and the butter into the dashi, right, to make your beautiful sauce.
Yeah.
And that's not going to be as easy as they think.
So what are you up to? Just reducing that dashi?
Yeah.
I might just do a little
Yeah, that's-
pre-creamy dashi taste test. So this is your dashi?
Yes.
Okay. Do you like the flavour of that?
I liked it. I thought it was nice little smoky.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good.
You happy with that?
Yeah, it tastes delicious.
Interesting. They're all quite different.
We've got the same recipe. How are they all so different?
It's not going to split, is it?
No, I've got it on a low heat and I'm just stirring it in. So I'm a bit worried about my sauce and I feel like I might have over-reduced it. But when I taste it, like when I was halfway through putting the amount of butter you're supposed to put in, it did taste really buttery. So I stopped putting the butter in. My gut was like, do not put the rest of that butter in. So I put it under the bench and hid it.
The pasta, I'm having real trouble bringing it together in the pasta machine. It just keeps breaking apart.
Coming apart.
Coming apart. Let's have a look here. And that's the fattest roll?
Yeah.
Peter comes over and he's saying that it's the right consistency and it's what it's supposed to be. So I guess I'm just going to try, keep working it and hopefully it will come together.
So no more, you definitely don't need more flour.
Yeah.
Just get it through. And then when you've got a nice piece, remember you're just doing 1 portion.
Well, some cream. Dashi broth is ready to be sipped and reduced to make a dashi beurre blanc. So I begin that process, reducing it, putting in the cream, whipping through the butter, and just tasting all along to make sure I've got the right balance.
Are you struggling with this pasta dough?
Oh, it's a little bit dry, but I'm going to get it done.
There's no way I cannot get this pasta up. I have to get it up. This is the most stressed I have ever been in this kitchen, and I'm almost on the edge of feeling as though I won't be able to get this dish done, and I've never felt like this before, and it's really scary.
I've never seen Casey like this before because I keep checking on like, how you doing? She's like, oh yeah, all right, you know. But she still looks the same, except for that worry in her eye. And I'm looking over there and I'm like, oh, that girl's struggling.
God, Simon, I can't watch.
It's like, come on, get it done. Peter, it's all yours. I can't handle it. Get them over the line. It's your dish.
Yo, Peter, I need a hand with this
I
pasta.
think you're overworking it. Can I
Okay.
give you some
Yeah,
advice?
sure.
Okay. Rather than keep folding double, drop your thinness.
She's like, just go small, and it's just so easy. And I'm like, why didn't I just try to do this before?
Feels better?
Feels a lot better, actually.
But it's nice and flat. I cut the pasta into the linguine, and it's done. And I've got like 5 minutes to go.
Your
pasta's
pasta in, great.
4 minutes, it's going to come together all in the last seconds. I can see it right now.
Your pasta, get it in pretty soon.
She's stuck again.
With the pasta is coming together.
Well done. Mum, go.
I'm not 100% happy with the pasta. I would have liked it to have been a little bit longer, but I have my pasta sheet that I'm working with and I've managed to get this to come together, so
At least you've got pasta.
yeah.
tell you, Peter's staying calm, but I don't know whether I could stay so calm out there. Like, come on, 3 minutes, everybody.
That's enough. Yeah, that's enough though.
Jordan is quite good at plating, so I'm happy just to pass things to her. And
I'm trying to use my memory to do it just how he did it.
Yeah, it's a little bit wet still, but
Jamie, look at me. Are we good?
we're good.
Are we going to get there?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
You got your chives in there, lemon?
Look at me. Are we going to get there?
We are
Can you
going to get there.
taste anything?
3 minutes. Less than 3 minutes now.
Okay.
Much chives.
Pasta is good. Yeah, you need about 50.
2.5 minutes now. We're up on the plate. Are we good?
We're good. We're good.
Looking just like Peter's, yeah?
Yep.
Oh, I don't see any chives in there.
Oh, then I quickly chucked some chives in and I was like, oh, thanks, Peter. Far out. Imagine if I didn't get the chives in. It would have been going home material.
2 minutes, lordy,
Is that
lordy.
enough chives, you think?
Yes. 2 minutes ago, the only problem is the pasta volume, amount of pasta that we're not sure about because it wasn't weighed dry. So we're trying to do it by eye, really.
It's going to need to be more than 100 because it's wet now.
Bring all the garnishes over.
Yeah, you're all ready to go.
I clearly remember seeing Peter's dish with this perfect pile of linguine with it sitting in this beautiful sauce. It wasn't a gluggy mess.
Yeah, fork me. Fork, please, fork me.
It's delicious.
It's probably enough liquid.
60 seconds now, guys. Come on, that's 60 seconds. 1 minute. Don't forget every little touch that he has on
Okay,
there.
what about the tapioca?
We're putting the pasta into the bowl. It looks a little bit much, but we're hoping that, you know, the most important thing here is going to be flavor.
At this point, what you don't want to do is do a little panicky thing, so stay calm. Stay calm. Calm is good.
Immediately I look at him and I say, you're right, I will. And I just took a deep breath and we continued plating.
Peter's saying stay calm. I'm not sure I can with 30 seconds to go. I'm seeing things missing on the dish.
Okay, so pine nuts. You do that, you do that. I don't want to do it. And then parmesan.
20 seconds.
we had 20 seconds to go and we still didn't have the
Putting stuff
parmesan on.
I'm going to put it on now.
I want more tapioca. There's not
Just
enough
be
on
careful
there.
because it's clumpy. I just noticed she put a big clump of the tapioca on 10 seconds ago, and I was like, you've got to unclump it.
15 seconds.
Leave it. It was in a big pile. Leave it. Okay.
Bex, you've been told.
I have.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step away from the bench.
Looks great.
Nikki and Jordan will taste your linguine first, please.
I think ours probably has more of the broth in it than others. I say to Jordan, is that what Peter had? And
I'm quite confident that he did have quite a bit of broth in there.
I think you got it looking just like Peter's dish.
Hope so.
I think you've done a lovely job on the pine nuts. They're golden, looks a good amount of parmesan, sauce looks good.
Simon loves the look of it. He said that our pine nuts are toasted perfectly.
Perfectly.
Yeah, he didn't
was
burn
it?
them.
Perfectly.
And we've got just the right amount of parmesan cheese. Yeah,
Good amount of the broth.
broth.
The pasta linguine is al dente and delicious. To me, your sauce is too thin and a little on the salty side. But the master himself has yet to taste it, so we'll see what he thinks.
I totally respect Simon's opinion. So, yeah, it must have been too thin and a touch too salty.
Pasta's fantastic. The sauce is a little bit too salty, and it's a little bit thin. So I think probably what you've got is a higher ratio of dashi to cream, and then the butter's just because it's not quite thick enough when you put the butter in. But the flavour's good. Pine nuts great. Crab's nice and sweet.
Cool, thank you.
Karina and Casey, we'll taste your dish now, please.
So I'm a bit worried about my sauce and I feel like I might have over-reduced it and that it's a bit too buttery.
So how was that challenge?
It's probably one of my favourite challenges because I had to really push myself to get the pasta done.
We're looking for perfect, of course. What do you think?
It's as close as we could get it.
It tastes really great.
All right, let's have a taste.
And he's eating it and he's kind of like thinking, and I can tell, and then he takes another and then he's like putting it in his mouth, and I can tell there's something off, and I know exactly what he's going to say to me.
The sauce, I'm just not too sure about. All I'm really tasting in that sauce is butter. And looking at the consistency of it, it's very sort of thick. All I'm really getting is a lot of butter. I can taste butter.
I think with Casey and I, like, even if we struggle and get things wrong, we like it when what we think is wrong is, you know, like they pick up on it, because you're always going to learn from that.
I'm thinking that we have another balance problem here. I don't know if I could eat too much of it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ray.
Yeah. For me, I'd like a bit more broth in the dish, so you've got a sense that it's a nice saucy thing that you're going through there as well.
Yep.
Pine nuts are good. Crab in nice pieces. I suppose it just feels there's a little bit too much fat in there, which will be the butter. But the flavour from the actual sauce, the broth, the creamy dashi, is pretty good.
We're happy with that.
Yeah.
We really like that. He likes it.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
He said it is a bit buttery, but of all the judges, I think he liked it the most. So, just saying, it's his dish. He liked it.
Jamie and Beck, come on up, please.
We hope with all of our being that this is going to be enough to impress the judges.
Nicely toasted pine nuts. Hearty dish, there's plenty in there. A lot of pasta, so it's soaked up all the sauce. You've been really generous with the pine nuts as well. So almost every mouthful, you're bound to get a couple of pine nuts in there. Pasta's cooked perfectly. The sauce, the flavour is just like Peter's. I would have just liked a little less pasta.
Bearing in mind that we serve this in the Sugar Club as a small plate. So looking at it, the initial thought is way too much pasta. Oh, pasta's great. And the sauce is good, it's a little bit salty. I think as a balance, the dish comes together really well. Are you happy with it?
Yeah. We kind of thought there might be a bit much pasta, but 30 seconds to go, we couldn't pull any out, so we had to run with it.
Well, I mean, the components are terrific. Thank you.
Nice amount of crab. I'm getting a nice crab flavour there. But the good thing about your sauce, which I really like, is I'm actually getting those other flavours. I'm getting the dashi and I'm getting a little bit of the soy sauce, which, without it being overpowering, which is very, very nice. I think you've done a great job.
Thanks.
Well done, guys.
Thank you.
Nice dish.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hopefully with a very good pasta and the best sauce, it's the top score.
You just never know with what the judges are going to consider the most important element.
Guys, you got to cook for Peter Gordon today. He came a long way to be with us. It's always great to have you back in New Zealand. Thank you so much for coming.
Welcome.
You guys can now leave the MasterChef kitchen.